Good morning, friends. Welcome to week 7 here of IS 500. Greeting you early morning in my house before I have another day filled with meetings at school and then on to fly to Colorado, where I'm going to meet with a group of pastors to talk about leading organizational change for a couple of days. I wanted to write to you today specifically because we're in the middle of um, this section that talks about lament and stories right in the middle of our election cycle here in the United States. I'm reminded that 2 years ago, when I was teaching this very same class, I was teaching on lament on the week of the election, and found myself with a student who leads an international ministry working mostly with Latino students who found themselves deeply anxious about the state of the country and about the election. They decided to pull together as a staff and write a group lament as a response to their feelings and the feelings of their families about the election. I'm not trying to make a political statement here, but I am trying to say that the theological work that we are doing can be very relevant in very real time. So if you find yourself today thinking about lament in light of the shootings that have happened most recently at Tree of Life Synagogue, in a yoga studio, in a coffee shop, in schools, if you find yourself thinking about lament and the brokenness of the world, the lack of trust in our political system and the divisiveness in our country, if you find yourself thinking about laments in light of people of color and the way that they feel marginalized, immigrants and the way that they feel as if they are unwelcome, anxious uh, colleagues and friends, family members who are unsure about the way in which the world is changing and hearken for a safer experience, then you're in deeply biblical terrain. This is the work that all of us have to do as Christians, and one of the reasons why I am so committed to practical theology is that it makes us take seriously the questions of the world, the pain of the church, the questions of the church, and the pain of the world. And so what we're doing is real-time learning in real experiences. So this unit that is 2 weeks long is actually lighter in content than many of our others, but deeper in meaning. We have less work to do, but a lot more reflection to do. And I hope that will show up in your forums. And I hope it will show up in the laments that you write. And I really hope you'll experience the great blessing it is to have a VF group that you've already begun to get to know, and that you'll use all those resources wisely and well. Let me say just 2 more comments. First of all, to those of you who interacted in the forum posts on spiritual reading in Module 3, what an amazing set of posts and a great conversation. I was very aware that many of you were wrestling with your theological understanding of Scripture, inspiration, the church. I was just very impressed with the connections that you were making, the internal reflections that you were engaging with, and your respectful and engagement with your classmates. Well done, really, really well done. For those of you who are tempted to treat a forum as something quick to get done and to kind of throw away, to add a quick post to make sure you get to the right number, all I can say to you is that you're cheating yourself. IS 500 and a lot of these integrated studies courses are really they are intensive, reflection intensive, not work intensive. They're assignment intensive because they're practices courses. But what they really require of us is deep thinking and interaction. And frankly, the more you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. So if you phone it in, it won't feel like it has much meaning, and you'll miss an opportunity. If you give yourself to it and give yourself to the discussion, you'll learn a lot. You'll experience the richness of it. And I saw those in those posts very much this last time through. I also want to say that for those of you who did the responses, and most of you did, on the mid-course survey, it's very, very helpful for me. This is the way that I try to keep making this class better. I've already got some changes that I'm going to make. And I really passed along to your VF group leaders how many of you said that the experiences of the VF group are making the class even richer than you imagined. So that's good news all around. So once again, know that if you want to interact with me, reach me by email. If you want to get time to talk, even by phone, just let Josiah know. He's not only our very capable TA, he happens to be my administrative assistant and handles my calendar. And I hope that this unit will be a good one for you. Hope that you'll appreciate the bit lighter pace because things do pick up again near the end. And I hope that you will take the time to reflect. And let's all spend this day praying. And if you're an American citizen, vote. That's an act of practical theology. Thanks.